Hello, everyone. Hello, Dexter. Oh, he wants to say hello straight away. Are you ready? Are you ready to be sniffed straight away? Okay. You ready, Dex? Have a sniff. Here he comes. Well, I'm sure they have. Now, Dexter thinks, do you know what smell it is? No. Dexter thinks you all smell beautiful. He thinks that maybe you've had a bubble bath. Are you sure? Oh, or maybe a fizzy bath. Is it a fizzy bath or a bubble bath? You were right. They have had a bath. Well, you smell delicious. So it's really nice to see you all again. And today is the last of our sessions on growing in God's love. We've learnt lots, haven't we? All about God's amazing, never giving up love. And it's gone so quickly. And now we're on week 6. And I wonder if you can remember any of the verses that we learnt from the Bible. So now we've got 5, haven't we, that we've learnt. So the first one was just 3 words. God is love. Can you say that? God is love, that's right. And that's found in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8. And our second verse was about nothing separates us from the love of God. So can anything separate us from the love of God? No. He loves us no matter what. Do you remember? And then we had a story that was about a big battle. And the memory verse was about a circle, really. It was, give thanks to the Lord, for his love endures forever. And you remember we talked about circles, how there's no end to a circle and there's no end to God's love. It just goes, that's right, it just goes round and round. There's no end. Oh, do you feel a bit dizzy now? Yeah. And then we had another verse from the Bible, and this time this one had lots of actions. So see if you can do the actions with me. God showed his love to us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Oh, I missed an action out. Did you guess which action it was? Did you tell? It was this action, wasn't it? Yeah, because you remember we said that Jesus wants to live in our hearts, and this is the symbol for Jesus Christ. So shall we do that again? Because I messed it up. Shall we do it again? Okay, here we go. God showed his love, you like that action, don't you, to us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Well done. And that was in Romans chapter 5 and verse 8. And then we had last week quite a difficult verse. I think this is the hardest one. You struggled with this one, didn't you? And I'm going to just check that I get it right. So it's 1 John chapter 3 and verse 1, and it says, see what kind of love the Father has given us, that we should be called the children of God. And that is what we are. And do you remember we had the story about the beetle who had all the children, all the different coloured beetles, but he loved them all the same. And God loves us all the same, and he wants to call us his children. Now, today's memory verse is really good because, I don't know whether you know, but on Sunday, it's Valentine's Day. Yes, I know. He's got a girlfriend. I know, you've got a girlfriend. Have you got her a present? No. Have you made her a card, though? Do you remember we made a card for her, didn't we? We did, yeah, so you'll be able to give her that. And that's on Sunday. And this verse is about how we show our love to other people. And it's really a very important verse because it's something that Jesus told his disciples to do. So this is in the Gospel of John, and it's in verse 34, and it says this. Jesus said, "Love one another as I have loved you." So that's quite simple, isn't it? So he said, I have loved you, and you should love people. You should love everyone else just the same way as I have loved you. Now, Jesus loved us lots, didn't he? Lots and lots. So much so that he even died for us. And Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. And we're going to do a craft later on that's going to show us a little bit of some of the ideas of how we can show love to each other. And our story is also about how we can show love to each other. But before we do that, here's a little song for you. It's a little lullaby. It's not a Bible song. It's a lullaby, really. And it is all about how we love each other. I hope you enjoy it. Skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. Skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. Skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. Skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarinka-dinka-dink, skidamarinka-doo, I love you. I hope you all enjoyed that song. That was a new song for me this week. I think it's probably new for you, maybe. I don't know. But today we're going to have this story first before we do our craft. And it's called God's Happy Helpers. Oh, here comes my helper. Hello. Where have you been? Oh, you've been outside. Is it cold outside? Well, we're just in time for this story. You wanted to listen to the story? Okay, so can you remember the verse we've just learnt from the Bible that said, Jesus said, love one another as I have loved you. So we know that Jesus did lots of amazing things, didn't he, to show how much he loved people while he was here on earth, so much so that he even died for us. So we're going to have this story, which is all about how, if we follow the Lord Jesus, how we can show our love for one another. Here, there and everywhere, Peter told people about Jesus. Here, there and everywhere, people believed. And one of those people was a lady called Tabitha. God gave Tabitha a new life and a new love for people and a new talent to work for him and to show how much she loved people. People who believe in Jesus come in all shapes and sizes and ages, and each one has a special job to do. Some people are music makers, some people are biscuit bakers. Some people are joyful singers. Do you like singing? And some people are joyful bringers, and they like to bring things to show people. There are preachers and teachers, greeters and smilers, all different people using their skills to show other people the love of God. So here is Tabitha. Tabitha was a clothing sewer and a kindness shower. She measured and snipped and stitched, making beautiful clothing for everyone. And when people were sick, Tabitha came to their houses to take care of them. But one day, Tabitha got sick herself. Can you see? She's very pale. She grew weaker and weaker, and then it was very sad because Tabitha died. Everyone was very sad. Oh dear. Tabitha had shown God's love to so many people by her giving and caring. Oh, they were so sad, and they all prayed. They prayed for Tabitha. When Peter heard about Tabitha, he came right away, and he hurried up the stairs to Tabitha's room. "Look what she made us," the poor widows cried, and they showed Peter all the wonderful things that Tabitha had made. "Go downstairs," said Peter. He kneeled and he prayed, and he turned to Tabitha and said, "Tabitha, get up." Do you think she got up? You do. Suddenly, Tabitha opened her eyes and sat up. She was alive. God had done an amazing miracle. Was it Peter that brought her back to life? Wasn't Peter. Who did Peter talk to? Talk to God. Peter opened the door. "Come here," he said to the people who were waiting downstairs, and they ran up the stairs to see Tabitha. The room was filled, and they were all praising God and thanking him for bringing Tabitha back to life. And Tabitha was glad to be alive, so she could go on helping others. And it wasn't long before the news about Tabitha spread through the whole town. And soon there were more people who believed in God, more people who wanted to follow the Lord Jesus, and each one was given a special talent for sharing God's love with others. Did you like that story? Yeah, it's a good story, isn't it? We don't hear that story very often, do we? Now then, Tabitha was a sewer of clothes, so she used to make clothes, and she used to use lots of this stuff, lots of ribbons and cloth, and that's what gave me the idea for the craft for today. So if I hold this up, you'll be able to see this is a stick, basically. So I found this stick. Oh yes, we have to be careful with you in sticks, don't we? This is Dexter's stick, actually. Dexter found it when we were on our walk, but you very kindly gave it to me, didn't you? Because you love me, and that's why you gave it to me. That's right. So we're going to use this stick, and I've just tied a piece of ribbon either end so that we've got something to hang it with. And then I have some other strips of ribbon. You could use paper or ribbon, whichever you've got. I'll put that out of the way so you can see. And then I've just cut out some little heart shapes with little words on, little sayings on, things that we can do to show our love. So this one says giving hugs. So I think you probably already do that to people. And what does this one say? This one says, taking your cup into the kitchen. And what does this one say? Sending a card to someone, maybe who's not very well. This one says, be kind. Oh, share and take turns. So there's lots of ways that we and you as children can show the love of God by doing kind things. You do kind things, don't you? You were kind when you gave me this stick. And the beauty of this is you can hang it up in your window, and it looks really nice when it's hanging in a window. You could even have different coloured love hearts, couldn't you? Mine's just black with a bit of colour around the edges, but you could decorate them up any way you like. And then when they're full, you can add another string and see how many ways you can show God's love. And you really want this stick, don't you? And maybe when we're finished, I'll let you have the stick back. How's that? Yeah. Okay then. Right, so I think it's time for our last story. Now, this isn't a Bible story, this one, but it's a lovely story all about a lion who wanted to love. Let's see what it says. Deep in the African heartland, way out on the hot sunny plains, there lived a small lion who didn't fit in. And Leo was this lion's name. Now, lions are usually fierce, and lions are meant to be strong. But Leo just wanted to love everybody and play with his friends all day long. That's like you. You play with your friends all day long. You worry me, Leo, my darling, his mum started saying one day. You'll never survive in the animal world if you don't learn to hunt for your prey. But Mummy, said Leo, bewildered, I don't think I quite understand. I'm sure there are plenty of lions that hunt who could kill all the beasts in the land. Besides, when I'm close to a zebra, you see the zebra up there? A funny thought goes through my head. Instead of deciding to bite through his skin, I'd much rather hug him instead. I think I'd like a hug from Leo. I bet he's a good hugger. You're a good hugger as well, aren't you, Dexter? Oops, turn the page. I have spoken, said Leo's mum sternly. It's up to you now to decide, but if you insist you're not going to hunt, then there's no place for you in our pride. Poor, that is sad, isn't it? Poor Leo. He crept off to the jungle and hoped that with love in his heart, he'd learn how to cope in the animal world, though he didn't quite know how to start. That evening, while Leo was sleeping, he woke to the thunder of hooves, and when he looked up from his lair, he could see an antelope herd on the move. Can you see them? That makes a real noise when they're all running together. Some leopards, can you see the leopards down here? Some leopards are running beside them, surrounded by thick clouds of dust. Leo thought quickly. He jumped to his feet. I must help them, he cried. Yes, I must. Who do you think he was going to help? Let's see. He caught sight of two little injured young ones who couldn't keep up with the bunch. If he didn't help them to try to escape, the leopards would eat them for lunch. He led them away back to safety and gave them some food they could eat. He licked their wounds clean till they both became strong, and he nursed them back onto their feet. Can you see? Oh, look at that. He's giving them a little lick. Can you see that? The antelope babies kissed Leo. This must be the next morning. They kissed Leo and told him, we'll never forget that you saved our lives when we thought we were dead. You're the loveliest lion we've met. Leo was very excited. His face lit up in a smile. It's fun making friends in the jungle. And then he lay down for a while. I think he must have been very tired. Been up all night looking after those baby antelopes. From that day on, Leo decided to run to each squeal, squeak and cry. He led little hippos to watering holes, and he even taught baby birds how to fly. How amazing! He helped a giraffe who'd been injured and a vulture who'd broken his wing. And even though all of his friends gave him food, he never once asked for a thing. He sounds a bit like Tabitha in our story. Tabitha, or Dorcas in our story. Then one day, beside a wide river, Leo heard a small animal scream. He ran to the banks and caught sight of a cheetah being swept quickly downstream. Help! Cried the cheetah in panic. I haven't yet learned how to swim. A waterfall's going to drown me, I'm sure. And with a splash, Leo boldly leapt in. He managed to rescue the cheetah and pushed him safe to the side. But as he was trying to scramble ashore, can you see him? Here he is. Leo slipped and got caught in the tide. The river was crashing and foaming. The waterfall wasn't too far away now, so the cheetah rushed off to find help. The friends Leo had in the jungle all raced to the bank straight away. They wanted so much to show Leo their thanks. At last, they had now found a way. Look at all the animals he'd helped. What kind of animals can you see on there? Monkeys? And giraffes? And vultures? Let's see. I wonder how they're going to help him. I hope they get there in time. Oh, look. They climbed on the rocks through the rapids and linked themselves up tail and paw. An elephant wrapped his long trunk round a tree, which anchored them safe to the shore. And when Leo got to the rapids, a lioness dipped down her head. She lifted him gently across to the bank. "You're safe, Leo, darling," she said. It was his mum. "My son, you're a brave little lion." She spoke in her humblest tone. "I was wrong. Now I see love can bring us together. Please, Leo," she said, "come back home." Oh. You've got to be strong to be different. And when you've got love on your side, you've got the most valuable gift that there is. We want you as king of our pride. So he was the king of all the animals, all of the lions. All because he showed love. Well, I think that is the end. That's the end of our last session. Oh, but it wouldn't be the same if we didn't sing our song that we normally sing at the end of Little Fishes, all about Jesus' amazing love for us. So we'll sing that song. I hope you've enjoyed the 6 videos that we've done, and hopefully after half term we might think of something else that we can do. Dexter, would you like to be involved in that? You would? Okay. Oh, watch the camera, Dexter. Right, are we ready? Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. His love is so high. You can't get over it, so low. You can't get under it, so wide. You can't get out of it. Oh, wonderful love. Yay! Well done everyone. And we hope to see you very soon. Bye. Say bye, Dexter. Bye.